Hey everybody, it's Douglas and Jack from Other Than Intended Purposes. No, we did not get swallowed up into a black hole never to be seen again. It was only a medium gray hole and we're back after a year. In the last few months, I've gotten a new chair that allows me a lot more freedom on dirt trails, gravel, grass, mud. It's an Australian-made chair by Magic Mobility called the Frontier V6. And when I was trying to outfit my new chair with all the stuff I had on my old chair, there was some problems with the backpack hitting the tip plate and making my motors stop. So I came up with a whole new system for carrying my gear on my chair. I've made some additions and I've made some subtractions and I've made some creative rethinking on how much gear I can carry. And so today I'm doing my new chair and what I carry on it video. This is the stuff that I carry around all the time. That's on top of my EDC, which is a lot more stuff than people think I would carry, but I do. I want to make one comment on my EDC today though. Anybody that's seen my other videos saw that I use a CRKT Fultz Minimalist buoy, and I still carry that quite a bit, but every once in a while when I'm in a mood to be fancy, I now have a Alan Fultz original custom. Well, it's not custom, but it's a design that he did for the minimalist users group only. Persian Fultz Minimalist. And this is one actually made by Alan Fultz, not by Cricut. And it's a thicker stock. It's a much better material. I cannot remember for the life of me what the steel is on this, but it's a really good steel. Holds one hell of an edge. And the only reason I don't carry this every single day is because I'm really concerned sometimes that I would lose it. And I do not want to... Here, Jack, take that up to where they can see it a little bit better.
And if we remember, we'll put the steel quality in the description.
But that is an Alan Fultz actual made knife. And it actually came to me because Alan Fultz is a really good person, and so is some of the other members of the group. But I love this thing. It is just a dream to do all the small tasks with. Anything my other one can do, this one does smoother and better. Now, onto the chair. This chair kind of looks like the other one. If you're not real familiar with chairs, it's the same basic 6-wheel design, but it's got bigger wheels. It's got off-road wheels that are low pressure air, and it also has much higher torque so that it can handle rough terrain and gravel and mud and not just bog out or get stuck. So let's get on to what I have on it. Now, where I live is in the Pacific Northwest. We're almost 300 miles north of San Jose, California. And the weather here is basically, spring is like 7:30 in the morning, and summer is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and fall is at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and winter is at dark. So I have...
On a good day.
This is not a Carhartt. Everybody thinks it's a Carhartt. This is a Dickies, but this is a duck cloth with a quilted liner. This will turn water. It's got a hood. It's pretty warm. It does everything I need. I have a crocheted blanket on the back of the seat that also pads the straps that hold the back on, but it can be used if I'm cold. I have another crocheted blanket. My wife made this. She does really good work. She tells me there's more than one shade of gray in there, and I'll just agree to believe her, because I see one shade of gray and black. I see a little bit of white, gray, and black. That's it.
For people who aren't familiar, he has a form of color blindness.
Hey Jack,
Huh.
I found those parts I bought at Ace Hardware and had in my lap on the way home and then couldn't find.
Okay. We forgot about those. Apparently.
Shh. I don't edit things like that out because everybody makes mistakes and I ain't gonna pretend I didn't.
Pay no attention to the handyman.
And then I have a second lap blanket, but this one's actually really big. My wife made this one for me as well. It's 2 thicknesses of polar fleece. And the idea of the lap blanket started with me because running around town, my legs get cold at night. My knees start to hurt. And so those insulate my knees. But on the one occasion that I got stuck somewhere overnight, those also served as a blanket for me to stay warm. This one is just, that's that. There's something else behind there. Oh, I have 2 hand towels that I keep back there in case I make a big mess and I need to get cleaned up. They're pretty good size, like hand towels. On to my first bag. Some things do not change. I still have my Kindle, but now I keep it in a protective case because I don't want it to get broken. This is a Kindle Fire, and I only keep books on this. This is for reading, and that's it. And I keep it in a Pelican case so that it doesn't get broken while I'm running around town. A good friend of mine recently gave me a tablet, and I have all the tablet stuff on that. But I still have a dedicated reader just because I like it. Actually, the same friend gave me that. That's a pretty damn good friend. Hey, Jana and Christine. Jana and Christine are kind of like met late in life, almost sisters, and they're the ones that gave me the 2 things. This is a roll of doggy poop bags. And people always want to know, why do I carry doggy poop bags? Well, remember what I was saying about the seasons in this town? How they're about 4 hours each and happen every day? If I'm out and it starts to rain, this is the most critical piece of electronics on the chair, and it's now waterproof. 150 or something like that bags for $1. So
We call the Weather Channel around here weather guessers because they don't even know.
in here I do keep my sunglasses, which I get from the lumber yard, and these are OSHA rated safety glasses because crap hitting you in the eyes is bad. I have a hook on here to carry my keys so they're not pushing up against the seat over there. Staying on the outside of the bag, I have a grocery bag because I ain't gonna pay 10 cents for a damn bag. I don't know if where you live does that or not. Around here, you go in to buy something, you don't have a bag with you, they charge you 10 cents to give you a damn grocery bag.
Per bag.
Yeah, per bag. So usually when I'm in the chair, I'm not getting a lot of stuff. So I have a grocery bag. That then, depending on my level of giving a damn, can either be very neatly rolled or thumb shoved into this little stuff sack. And I was at a 4th of July festival a few years ago, and somebody walked up to me and gave me this and said, "Have a good day." And I said, "Okay." I kept it. I have a roll of electrical tape. And on here, this is a tick key. If you ever go in the woods, you should have one of these, because even if you don't think there are ticks, there's going to be ticks.
And ticks mean Lyme disease.
Ticks mean Lyme disease, and they also just suck.
Literally.
This is a little gizmo tool thing that I got. It's a monkey. If you hold it like that, it kind of looks like the monkey arms. I don't know. Someone gave it to me. I keep it on there. Leatherman Micro, because these are pretty damn good scissors. A Night Eyes little pry bar. And an extra ferro rod. There is a lot of ferro rods. Between the chair and my body, there's a lot of ferro rods in this general area. Okay, digging in. Napkins, because I always collect those damn things. Along with the lap blankets, I have a very lightweight pair of gloves that just break the wind. They don't break the wind. They stop the wind from hurting my knuckles and my hands. They don't fart. I am in a strange mood today, and it's all your problem now. I'll get to that in a minute, because that doesn't mean very much the way it stands. Holy crap, I've been looking for that. This is the sheath for my flashlight that's over there to keep the glass clean and stuff while it's in there. Now I'm going to put the flashlight back in it in a minute. I've been looking for that. I don't know why it was in the wrong pocket. I have earplugs.
I have a guess. You ask someone to grab it, and then you put it back, not being able to find where the sheath went.
This has Imodium, Tylenol, the heartburn medicine. That's an empty bottle that I meant to put in with my cook kit, so that's not going back in. I was organized once. Screw that noise.
It confuses people.
Okay. This folds out like that and holds my Kindle while I'm reading and like eating or something. I have a Write in the Rain notebook. These are headphones because sometimes I have an MP3 player with me. It's actually being charged right now, but sometimes I have an MP3 player with me. And also, if I have my tablet with me, I have some music and some movies on it. So I have earphones for that. This kind of goes with this. This is a power bank. I actually have two of these in the chair. One of them's hanging on the back because it's solar. And in this kind of hidden pocket, I have emergency protein. This is almond butter, hazelnut butter, more almond butter, and more hazelnut butter. These are really good instant energy, feel like crap, my blood sugar has plummeted, emergency food. Also good if I get stuck someplace overnight. I do have quite a few things tucked in here for if I get stuck someplace, I won't starve to death. Of course, I ain't gonna starve to death. But that is bag number 1. Do you want to pause it while we rotate? Because I'm going to put most of this stuff back first.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, we're back. Things are somewhat put away. Starting on the hanging stuff again, we're going to start all the way in the back again. This is a little ground cover. And the bag is attached. It's got weights on the corners. And I'll have to get it back in the bag after the video's off because it's a pain in the ass. But this is just a little ground cover so that if you need to sit down or lay down on the ground, you don't get wet and dirty. And that's going to sit over there for right now. I saw you. Theme is forming. That's called monkey also. An older, more used version of the grocery bag. I don't need to pull this one out too because I pulled the other one out, but this is the same exact thing. It's just been used a lot and there's some funk to it now. The next two things, I'm going to find a better way to carry. I haven't done it yet. And they generally only go with me when I'm going someplace outside of town. This is the wrench necessary to remove my drive wheels. My drive wheels are pneumatic. They're low pressure. They run 5 pounds on dirt, 8 pounds on hard pan. And in the back there I have a patch kit and a spare inner tube. So if I pop a tire, I need that to fix it. Which goes along with the other item, which is a really nice bicycle pump. And since I only got to go up to 8 pounds, I can do that with this easily. The elusive flashlight that's supposed to be in here. I've had this one for a while. This is the MH12 Nikkor. It's a pretty good light. It's got pretty good settings on it and stuff, but modes. You got the single clicky tail, and then you got a mode button up here, and it just remembers whatever you were on last and comes back onto that. The reason that I chose this light and the reason that I have not changed, even though there's a lot of other lights out there, is because this is USB rechargeable, uses the same plug as my phone and my Kindle, and I got 2 battery backups with me. So if I'm out someplace and my flashlight is getting really dim, I can recharge it. And I can keep it in this so that the lens doesn't get scratched up now that I've located the pouch again. This is something I've been carrying for a lot of years. It's new to have it in a nice neat little baggie, but my wife crocheted me this nice baggie, and so haha, I'm using it. I have a stainless steel straw because I do not like plastic. I have some stainless steel chopsticks. A Sea to Summit long reach spoon and a Vargo set knife, fork, and spoon in titanium. I will actually pull those out in restaurants, or not restaurants, because restaurants have silverware, but if I'm in a eatery that supplies plastic utensils, I will pull these out instead because I really don't like trying to eat food with bendy, breaky plastic crap.
I've bitten off a tine before, a few times. But
these also work really good if I'm making something. I spent a lot of time at the VA hospital in San Francisco, and at night there's not a lot of options for snacks, so I wind up having a little water heater that I drop in and into a cup to heat water up, and I can make ramen or cream of wheat or whatever. I have those for it. This doesn't belong in here, so it's bug spray. I brought it out for today. It doesn't normally ride in here. More napkins because I seem to collect them by the ton. Receipts. Those should have been put in the desk. Coated peanuts. Yes, they're bad for me because I have diabetes. I don't give a shit. These are Blinky Lights that if I'm out late, I can put on either side of my chair so that I'm visible. Did I get it off? Yeah. So I can be visible. Oh, forgot this one. This is another hanging. Forgot it because it was behind the bag for some reason. A lens cloth. It's good for my glasses, my sunglasses. I forgot my glasses this morning. That's why everything's fuzzy. In my cave, I can't wear my glasses because they're bifocals and everything is so close together. It's like, this is in focus and this is not. And if I move my head, it's like, meh. So I don't wear them in my cave, and I forgot to wear them this morning when I left. See how I am? That's all right. Blind works. Now, it's hard to see it. I'm not going to take it all the way off, but I have a water bottle carrier here. And amazingly, I have a water bottle in it that has water in it. And inside of the carrier, under the water bottle, I have a cup. And this is, I have some, this is a GSI. I like the taller cups because then you get a couple more ounces of water to boil. So I have water, steel canteen, steel cup.
I have never seen you have a small cup of tea.
That's silly. Then you just have to make 4 instead of 3. In this one, I have tea, and unless I use them all, I usually keep there's some powdered real lemon that's just dehydrated lemon crystals. Works really good with the tea. This is stevia.
I think it's True Lemon is the brand that makes it.
Yeah, that works. Real lemon is the little lemon-shaped plastic things you squeeze in that you get.
Lemon juice?
Yeah. The crystals are True Lemon, yeah. And this is stevia because diabetes. And that's a spare key to my cave because I've locked myself out a couple times. A friend of mine's son put up on Facebook, he says, "How old will you be turning in 2020? I says, well, next year I'll be turning 52, which means my family is screwed because every time I fall down, they have to play 52 pickup and they don't even get a deck of cards afterwards." Don't worry, it wasn't funny the first 2 times I told it either. Okay, pause it and let's do a rotate.
Okay.
Are we making noise yet?
I think so.
Hi. Okay, to the back of the chair, and this is the new system. You see, you've seen other people in other chairs, and you've seen my other video in my other chairs with backpacks. The backpack didn't really work for this chair very well. So as I get things down on it, I'm going to expose the new system. But first off, right on top, I have another. This is a 15,000 milliamp hour battery backup. And I really like that one. I've used it a lot. It's tough. It's water resistant. I've got a little blinky light that sits right here that needs to be recharged. And then this is, okay, well, this is the first bag we're going to look at. As I am doing this, you're going to look at the way I'm pulling things out and go, the fuck? Sorry, the heck? Because some people don't like that other word. There is a plan in this. But I made it, so there's parts of it you're going to wonder about. I've got this bag. First off, I've got maps that cover the south, central, and northern parts of my county parks. And the way this county is set up, about 2/3 of the towns are in or next to a park. So if you have the park maps, you kind of got the town maps too. When we first moved up here, we lived on the Avenue of the Giants inside the Redwoods National Park. If you went about 6 miles down the road, you crossed over into the Redwoods State Park on the same road. In that state park, there were several more towns. While still in the national park, going back the other way, there was several more towns, all on that road running through the middle of the parks. Now, along with my warm jacket, I've got some quite a bit warmer Thinsulite gloves. This isn't just for like running around town, this is if I'm getting cold. I've got those nut butters. God, that sounds wrong every time I say it. In that one pouch is my emergency protein snack, because protein is a better snack for a diabetic than carbohydrate is. I've also got these 2 chicken salads. And why do I have 2 of these? This shows making a sandwich on a croissant. Yeah, that's kind of
child
there's
sized?
not that much in there. 2 of these will make a pretty decent sandwich. If I do need a sugar rush, I prefer to get my sugar from Cranberries. These are blueberry flavored cranberries. If you've never had these, if you like blueberries, but think, you know, my blueberry could use a little bit of tangy on the back end, these are freaking awesome. And in my other pouches, I have, somewhere in here, I have some cream of wheat. And yes, this is a dog bowl. A very thin dog bowl, until you do that. And it's a fairly decent little bowl. And it's silicone, so you just rinse it out and it's clean. And then you do that and it goes back in your bag. It doesn't take up much room, doesn't have much weight. That empties out that bag. Tuck it over there in the corner.
And with his surplus of napkins, he can easily dry it.
I have napkins. Fine, be that way. I spend most of my time outside of my house in my chair. I can stand up, I can walk, I'm not very good at it. It's painful, it's ugly, it doesn't last very long, and it quite often winds up with me face down on the floor. With that in mind, if I have to get out of my chair, I have a hiking walking stick here, and when I stretch it out, I can basically use it like a cane to balance myself. It's not going to help the pain of walking, but it does reduce how much I fall down. I have got probably about 80 feet of paracord right here on a quick deploy donut. I know I've talked about these before, but I've been gone for a year, so you may or may not know about these. I know other people talk about these because I didn't invent the damn thing. This is a Paracord Donut. And if you loosen this last knot...
Not for consumption.
They are not raspberry filled. You loosen the last knot, and then you pull on it, and it quick deploys. And then when you're done quick deploying it, and you cut it and burn the ends, you pull that back through the last knot, tighten it down, it stays. Or if you're pulling out several of them just to show someone that you can pull them out, you have to weave it back together. It's time consuming to make originally, but in the long run it makes it so that you can have a lot of paracord and not get tangled up. I have made these several times. I actually have a couple floating around somewhere that have been made out of 300-foot hanks of paracord. So when you get around and you know you're going to be on your last one anyway, just pull it through, cinch it down. This is a little rope holder that I got at Ace Hardware with a little piece of rope in it. And I've got, Grimlock. I've got a Grimlock on here. I just drop that over, bring it up, locks it in place, carries my paracord. I got another Grimlock on here that's not being used for anything right now, but that's fine. In my first pouch, I don't know why they put them silly little pockets on the front of them. I've never really found anything that they were good for. But this pocket's pretty good though. I have extra batteries. Oh, for my EDC light. That's why I've got those. I had a thing from it. It's like, oh no, my big light, 18650 and rechargeable. Okay, yeah, that's for my EDC light. And in this one, I've got a 5-day supply of my medication. I've got charging cables for my MP3 player and another one that fits my phone. My MP3 player uses that fatter one. And I've got a toothbrush and toothpaste because I don't like to be very far away from a toothbrush and toothpaste. If I'm going to be someplace even just one night, I want to brush my damn teeth. This, I am not going to completely tear this apart because that would take for freaking ever. I forgot the black bag. I'll get back to that in 1 second. But this is a trauma kit. This is not a first aid kit. This is a trauma kit. I've got the little boo-boo stuff in there a little bit, but I've also got anti-clotting bandages. I've got a lot. I'll do an entire video on this someday. But nice thing about this is I've got the Red Cross patch on there and the O positive. If you unclip that buckle, you can tell somebody, go grab my first aid kit, and they can pull the whole damn thing off. And that's loud enough that nobody's going to do that and me not notice it when I'm sitting in the chair. And then you put the buckle back on and it stays in place. You can't see it very well, but there is a little pocket right here that's actually part of this carrier system. In this pocket, I have got a 10-foot by 12-foot rainfly tarp. And a BK2. And this was a fire kit, but I took the things that were in it out of it for another fire kit and I need to replace it. But now you can see this BK2 has been out of the sheath a couple of times. It's actually clean, that's what's been done to the coating. That ain't coming off. It is sharp. I keep it clean, I keep it sharp. But I figure if I get someplace where I'm having a bad day and I'm stuck in this and there's nobody around, I don't want my knife to break. And when I'm running around town, I do not usually keep my field knife on my belt. Although where I live it's legal, it would just get in the way and I don't have a need for it because I carry other knives. and I'm missing the sheath. There we go. So if I get stuck someplace, I've got, BK2 is a sharpened pry bar. I can do whatever I need to with this.
I remembered the name of the type of charger cord it is. Mini USB.
Okay.
Most cell phones right now are micro USB-A.
Okay, that's everything that's in that.
B.
But this pouch,
Something
unless you are looking for it, even looking at the back of my chair, you don't really see it because it's integrated into the carrier system. And I can keep those in there out of the way because I'm not going to use them very often. This is a good time to mention, since I'm not using a backpack anymore, this is a MOLLE panel for the back of a Jeep Wrangler seat. Cost me like $22. And other than that one pocket in the middle that's got my tarp in it, it is just a wall of MOLLE. And I can put whatever the hell pouches I want in whatever configuration I want, which is exactly what I've done. This was supposed to be mentioned during the butt pack. I need to write on these what they are. Oh.
Yeah, but then you'll use them for something else.
Yeah, it still needs to be out of the way though.
Okay.
I have found Herb Ox brand. These are salt-free chicken and beef bouillon. Now those little cubes of bouillon, somehow they got this little cube the size of a small dice, and it's got a medium amount of chicken or beef flavor and a cup and a half of salt. Those things make me pucker. I cannot, they make my mouth just like, I can't, there's too much salt in those things. That's like licking a bag of chips without eating the chips. So I've got those. I've got I'm so organized. These are Tillamook Teriyaki meat sticks. These get switched out about every other week. One, because I eat them, and two, because you need to keep those things fresh. I got 2 Nature Valley sweet and salty nut granola bars, cashew flavored. And I've got 3 days worth of cream of wheat. I'm a big guy. I need 2 packages to feel like I've eaten anything. So I've got 3 meals worth of cream of wheat in here. I like cream of wheat better than oatmeal. I had all the oatmeal I ever need to eat, plus a couple of cups while I was in the Army. So I never feel the need to oatmeal again. But my food, that gets cycled through, but I in case I'm out.
Mosquitoes.
Just about everything in this county you have to go on the highway to another town to get to. It's 3 or 4 towns down to my doctor. There's, just all over the place. And the road falls off the mountain falls on the road, trees fall across the road, and some of those trees are 18 feet in diameter, and you ain't going to move them, and a silky saw won't help. So having stuff with me is just wise. Okay, the next thing. This is something that I have not tested out, and so I still carry all of my other battery backups. This is an emergency one-time charger for a cell phone. Pre-charged pop charger is what they call it. And I got a 5-pack of them for a really good price, so I'm probably going to test one out, but I have one in here just... And I made myself a liar because that fits in that little silly pocket on the front of the pouch. Infidel. In here, I have one 18650 and 2 CR123s. And I'll explain the CR123s here in a minute. And I have a couple more AA's. The 18650, of course, is if my flashlight dies and I don't have time to charge it. The CR123s are because this is my favorite headlamp. This is a Browning, should have worn my glasses, Nitro. Okay. And this is 255 lumens. It uses one CR23 battery. It's adjustable, and it's got a wide throw and a beam. And this is, yes, I'm bald. Well, only half. But anyway, this is my favorite headlamp. And sometimes if I'm just caught out late at night, I will put this on just to light my way home. Along the theory of the other stuff, just to keep me warm, I have got a polar fleece beanie. Yes, I look silly, but my ears are warm.
You look less silly than the people wearing beanies in 100-degree weather complaining they're too hot.
This is true. This bottom bag on here is another one that I'm going to do a separate video on the primary part of the bag, but I do have a low pressure tire gauge. Regular tire gauges you use for your car, it's really impossible to get accurate 5 to 8 pound measurement. So I've got a low pressure gauge, only goes up to 20 pounds. Some glow sticks, and 4 little bitty tent pegs in case I need to make a shelter with the paracord and the big tarp and the tent pegs. I can basically do a hammock shelter, lay the backrest on the chair back as far as it goes, and then tilt it until I'm pretty much hammock position underneath the tarp and chair hammock it. I threw in some extra cables, zip ties, just because I wanted to. And then I've got this toolkit. And this toolkit should be a video all on its own. I just want to point out a couple of important parts of it. One, I got a Silcock key. If I am someplace where there's an industrial building, even if I'm in a park and there's like a locked up, but there's like a shower unit there's usually on the outside of the building, there's a water spigot, but there's no handle on them. You have to have a Silcock key to open those, to get water out of them. I also have a second flashlight in here with 18650s. I've got a small pry bar, a very small saw, a multi-tool, and a full fire kit, and a whistle, and some repair items. Like I said, to do the entire thing would take way longer than I want to right now. We'll move on to this pouch. My trauma kit got full before I put my tourniquet in it. So my tourniquet sits right under my trauma kit. This is a quick drying towel. It also works as a cooling towel. If you get really hot, you get this soaked and wrap it around your head. Words, talking, good things. This is really difficult to find, believe it or not. This is the inner tube for my chair. So I do keep a spare inner tube in here. And inside that bag is also a dry patch kit. And then, more important than your American Express card, toilet paper. Don't leave home without it. I'll leave that bag empty so I can get to this one a little easier. Down here, we're almost done. We're almost done. This is a Mosquito Head Net. If I do have to spend a night out, or even if I'm out in the daytime and it just gets really nasty with the bugs, I've got a Mosquito Head Net. And if it starts raining, I have a full cut military poncho. So this could also do work as a second tarp, but for the most part it's a really good poncho. Okay, we are on the closing stretch. Hanging down here on the side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tarp clips, and over here I've got 4 more. Those are silly shark looking ones because I only like the screw top ones, and for the longest time all I could find is the slide ones, and the slide ones, as soon as it gets windy, they let go of your tarp. With this, I knew there was a reason I didn't put this away. There's no grommet on that, but that right there is exactly where I need to tie that out. Screw that bad boy down. It is not going to let go. It gives you the little hole. I don't like the little hole, so I put some paracord on there so I have something to throw more paracord to tie it on. But I've got 8 of these. So I can, on my big tarp, I can make as many tie outs. It's got some grommets on it, and I can put 8 more anywhere I want them. These are also hanging on a Grimlock over here. If you go with a MOLLE setup on the back of a chair or on anything else, Grimlocks are your friend. They are really, really handy. So that is all the stuff that I keep in and on my chair. And there's going to be some more videos coming out over the next several months of Jack and I doing adventures where my chair is going to be using those off-road tires. Why did that just make a... Did it just turn off?
It's still recording, according to that.
It just said, did something weird on the screen.
Battery low. Good timing.
Battery low. Hey, it's a good thing we got more batteries. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because I've been talking long enough to kill a battery. That is what I keep in my chair. The MOLLE panel, I am going to try and figure out how to do links in the description. I haven't yet been able to do that. I am not a computer guy, but even if you just take an idea from this to make for your get-home bag, this chair is a get-home bag. I can 72 hour with this chair. Later this summer, I am actually going to do an overnight with nothing but what's in the chair. So that's something to look for. Look forward to, maybe look for. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Get out in the woods. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. Don't get arrested. Is it off?